After Fabrizio Romano confirmed Darwin Nunez' exit to Napoli, the club's management gave the green light, and yes, this could be the Uruguayan's last week at Liverpool. And there's more. The board released a list of players to be released for the next season, and you won't believe the names on that list. Here comes my frustration with the management. Just like with Arnold, another starter is turning his back on the club and leaving for free. What's going on inside Liverpool? Why can't the club sell its stars and ends up letting them go for nothing? But it doesn't stop there. Liverpool signed the fullback Kirkes, a great signing, and they're not stopping. After Darwin Nunez' almost certain departure, Liverpool is targeting a new number 9 who's tearing it up at the Club World Cup. This guy is a true goal scorer, having had a fantastic season in the Italian league. And he's not the only one. Another player already mentioned here on the channel is Osimhen. With a great season at Galatasaray, the number 9 is highly regarded by the board. I'll tell you all the details right now, so no more delays, let's get to the point. Make sure you're subscribed to our channel and help us reach the goal of 1,000 subscribers. Hit the notification bell and let's go. According to ESPN, in an interview on the program Mundo F, Fabinho, former Liverpool midfielder and current player for Al Ittihad, opened up about that showdown that still gets people talking. The 2019 Club World Cup final between Liverpool and Flamengo. And listen, what he revealed took a lot of people by surprise. In the interview, Fabinho said he thought Liverpool would steamroll Flamengo in that final. He was on the bench, injured, but right there watching the drama unfold. And he was blunt. I was surprised by how good Flamengo was. That's right, Reds fan. Even Fabinho himself didn't believe the Flamengo team from Rio would give so much trouble. He expected an easy, routine match, but Flamengo put up pressure, played on equal footing, and only fell in extra time, when Firmino decided like only a star can. But hold on, Fabinho also gave credit where it's due. He acknowledged that Liverpool had more chances, more control, and that in the end, the trophy was lifted by the team with more pedigree, more history, and more stars at the decisive moment. Because you can play beautifully, you can have style, but when it's time to decide, Liverpool rules. And the talk didn't stop there. Fabinho also commented on the Brazilian teams currently in the Club World Cup, Botafogo, Fluminense, Palmeiras, and Flamengo itself. He praised the good moment Brazilian football is living, but made it clear that European clubs remain the standard, especially those from the Premier League, where he shined for so many years. Speaking about his experience in Saudi football, Fabinho showered praise on the Al Ittihad fans, comparing them to Liverpool's. He said he was surprised by their affection and support even in tough times. But let's be honest, Reds fan, nothing, absolutely nothing compares to hearing "You'll Never Walk Alone" echo through Anfield. And to close with a bang, Fabinho revealed a dream: to wear the Brazilian national team jersey again. That's right. He believes that with good performances at Al Ittihad, he can earn a new chance to represent Brazil. The midfielder is fighting hard and wants to relive that unique feeling of playing in a World Cup. Now, I ask you, Reds fan, do you think Fabinho still has fuel left to burn with the national team? Or is his peak wearing the Liverpool shirt already behind him? According to journalist Santi Auna, a bombshell just dropped at Anfield, and Liverpool fans are already feeling the impact. Ibrahima Konate has decided to leave the Reds at the end of his contract. And hold on to this. The most likely destination for the French defender is none other than Real Madrid. That's right, Reds fan. Konate, who has been a wall in our defense for years, has made up his mind and already informed the club's management that he will not renew. His plan is clear: become a free agent at the end of the season and open the door to new challenges. He's looking for fresh air, new battles, and according to the European press, he's already got his eyes set on the Santiago Bernabeu. Real Madrid has been scouting the player for months and now practically has a clear path. The Spanish giants are optimistic, have spoken with the player's agents, and the negotiation seems to be moving behind the scenes. Konate himself believes that wearing white could give him an even bigger platform, more titles, and a new step forward in his career. He's confident that playing in La Liga could make his name explode on the international stage. But hold on, because Real isn't alone in this race. PSG has also jumped into the game and is willing to put a lot of money on the table to bring the defender back to France. It's shaping up to be a battle of giants, but so far, the Merengues are ahead. And here's what really hits Reds fan. This news comes right after the farewell of Alexander-Arnold, another key pillar of the squad who said goodbye this summer. Liverpool fans see, once again, one of their warriors choosing to leave through the front door, not out of lack of love, but seeking something new. We understand, but it still hurts. Now I ask you, true Red at heart, is Konate right to leave Liverpool at his peak? Or should he have followed the path of legends and built an eternal legacy at Anfield, like so many others who proudly wore this shirt? According to journalist Rudy Galletti, the Liverpool transfer window is on fire like we haven't seen in a long time. After years of a more low-key approach, the board seems to have finally woken up, and now they're battling hard for big-name signings to bring the Reds back to the top of Europe. The arrivals of Jeremy Frimpong and Florian Wirtz, straight from Bayer Leverkusen, already show that Arne Slot came in with clout and is getting his demands met. And as if that weren't enough, left-back Milos Kerkez, who was wanted by half of Europe, has also signed with Liverpool. But believe me, Reds fan, this is just the beginning of the avalanche that's coming. Now, the club wants to make a statement and announce the name that could change the level of the attack: Victor Osimhen. The Nigerian, who has been tearing defenses apart in Italy and is considered one of the deadliest forwards in Europe, is back on Liverpool's radar with full force. And this time it's not just scouting, it's a real push. With Darwin Nunez's possible departure, given his inconsistent performances and potential exit, the board understands they can't wait any longer. They need a new number 9 who can deliver, come in as a starter, be decisive, and become an idol, and Osimhen is exactly that name. As expected, Napoli is playing hardball. They want €130 million on the table to release the striker. Is that a high price? Yes, but we're talking about one of the most sought-after goal scorers in the world. A player with strength, speed, goal sense, and presence in the box like few others in football today. However, Liverpool has no intention of paying that ridiculous amount. The board's strategy is to offer a more creative deal involving money plus a player, hoping to convince the Italians to accept the deal. The possible names for the swap are still confidential. But what's known is that Osimhen's agents are already in contact with the English club and have shown genuine interest in the project. And between us, Reds fan, imagine that attack with Wirtz setting up plays, Frimpong bombing down the flank, and Osimhen terrorizing defenders. It would be the end of peace in the Premier League. The birth of a new red machine. Anfield roaring, pulsing, celebrating another gem that could make history. The feeling is clear. Liverpool is tired of watching rivals strengthen and now wants to flip the script with full force. And if this deal goes through, no one in England will sleep easy again. Now I want to hear from you, Reds fan who never walks alone. Is Osimhen the right man to lead this attack? Or do you think Liverpool should bet on another star to become Anfield's new nightmare? According to reports published this week, Liverpool has just jumped in full force to compete for Dusan Vlahovic, the Serbian striker from Juventus, and Reds fans are already dreaming big. Because, my friends, the Premier League might soon welcome another top-class goalscorer, and this time wearing the red jersey. Behind the scenes in the European transfer market, Juventus has opened the door. They're willing to sell the striker for about €25 million, roughly 159 million Brazilian reais. A bargain, considering the resume of Vlahovic. The guy is 25 years old, already made a name at Fiorentina, is a standout at Juventus, and has a goal-scoring hunger like few others today. And here's the most interesting part. Vlahovic himself wants the Premier League. He's set on leaving Italian football and changing scenery to England. Juventus no longer considers him untouchable and wants to use the transfer window to reshape the squad. So Liverpool just needs to make the right move to secure another lethal weapon in attack. But, of course, the fight won't be easy. Manchester United is also watching closely, binoculars in hand and wallet open. The Red Devils want the Serbian too, and the battle between these two English giants promises to be breathtaking. It's a classic even in the transfer market. However, there's one detail: Liverpool is ahead. First, because they currently offer a more solid project, with a competitive squad and a more stable environment. Second, with the possible departures in the attacking sector, the club is truly opening space for a fixed number 9, someone who arrives ready to be a starter from day one. The Reds management sees Vlahovic as a high-level technical and tactical asset, a strong, physical striker with a nose for goal and experience in big matches. And even with a high salary, around £320,000 per week, the investment is considered feasible by the board, since the player's market value is about €35 million, according to Transfermarkt. It's the kind of deal that, if done right, could be one of the biggest hits of the season. The next few weeks promise to be decisive. There hasn't been an official offer yet, but talks have already started and Liverpool is watching closely, ready to strike at the right moment. Now be honest, Reds fan. Is Vlahovic the right man to wear the number 9 and lead the attack at Anfield? Or do you think there's another name that would fit Liverpool's style better? According to renowned journalist Fabrizio Romano, a massive move could soon shake Anfield. Darwin Nunez has given the green light to leave Liverpool for Napoli. And if you, Reds fan, still don't believe it, get ready, because the end of the line for the Uruguayan number 9 at Liverpool seems closer than ever. Since arriving at the club in 2022 for no less than €85 million, one of the most expensive transfers in Liverpool's history, Darwin has always divided opinions. He showed flashes of brilliance, lots of effort, and scored important goals. But he also wasted chances, lost his spot, and was never a unanimous favourite among fans and the coaching staff. Now, with Arne Slot in charge and the club aiming for a strategic restructuring, Liverpool is willing to listen to offers, and Napoli has come forward strongly. The Italian team, to be coached by Antonio Conte, presented their sporting project to the Uruguayan and received a positive response. Darwin is on board with the move. Now it's all about the agreement between the clubs. But as always, the obstacle is money. Darwin's salary is above Serie A standards, and Liverpool won't let him go for a bargain. The goal is at least to minimize the financial loss. Currently, Nunez's market value is around €45 million, almost half of what was paid to Benfica 2 years ago. For the Reds management, selling now would be a way to avoid further depreciation and free up space in the squad for a more decisive player in Slot's system. Especially since last season showed that even with the team flying and winning the Premier League, Darwin only scored 7 goals and provided 7 assists in 47 appearances. Numbers far below what was expected for such a costly signing. And look at the scenario unfolding, with Napoli interested, Darwin wanting out, and Liverpool already eyeing names like Victor Osimhen and Dusan Vlahovic to take over the number 9 shirt. The Uruguayan could be living his final days at Anfield. Now tell me, passionate fan, does Darwin Nunez deserve one more chance in the red shirt? Or is it time to make way for a new striker to take full command of the attack? According to the portal TeamTalk, there's a mass exodus happening at Anfield. Besides Alexander-Arnold and Darwin Nunez, who have already made headlines with their possible moves to Real Madrid and Napoli respectively, Liverpool is preparing the biggest clear-out in recent years. Up to 11 players are set to leave, in a major overhaul that will change the squad's face for next season. And Reds fan, hold on to your heart because it's not just academy or fringe players on this list. There are veterans, rising stars, and even players once considered the club's future. The board's plan is clear: open up space, trim the wage bill, and give more prominence to the new generation arriving with Arne Slot. The 2 confirmed departures are heavy hitters. Trent Alexander-Arnold, who shocked the world by signing with Real Madrid, a symbolic loss, an idol from the club's own ranks. Jarell Quansah, a promising defender, who's headed to Bayer Leverkusen. But hold on, there's much more. Goalkeepers at the door. Václav Joros, 23 years old, will be loaned to Ajax. Karimin Kelleher has already been sold to Brentford for £18 million. He was mostly a backup with few chances, but always showed reliability when called upon. Defensive line changes. Nat Phillips, that tough defender who stepped up when no one expected, will join West Brom. He leaves for £3 million. Andy Robertson, the relentless Scottish fullback, may also be leaving. With Milos Kerkez arriving, the veteran has become a target for Atletico Madrid and talks are already underway. Midfield revamp. Tyler Morton, 22, couldn't establish himself. Played just 5 games with 1 assist. The board believes his cycle is over. Stefan Bajcetic, a promising talent who showed flashes but was loaned to Las Palmas and is likely out of the club's plans. Youngsters with no space. Harvey Elliott, despite 28 games and 5 goals, didn't convince Arne Slot and has become a target for Brighton. Here's another name likely to leave this window. And the attack, of course. Darwin Nunez, already packing his bags for Naples. The Uruguayan has given the green light, and the clubs are now discussing the transaction details. Federico Chiesa, another disappointment. Just 2 goals in 14 games, and he's being offered to Italian clubs, with Liverpool's board willing to ease his exit. With this exodus from Anfield, Liverpool is paving the way for a new era, younger, more dynamic, and better suited to the attacking style Slot wants to implement. And the fans are already doing the math. Nearly a whole team is leaving, but are heavy reinforcements on the way? So tell me, Reds fan with blood boiling, do you approve of this squad clear out? Or do you think Liverpool is letting go of too many important pieces all at once?